meal inspirations. They come from interesting sources. Gordon Ramsay, Jamie Oliver, Heston Blumenthal, Deadpool. Yeah, I said it. Let's do this. Welcome back to Kiwi Dad's Kitchen. I'm Kyle Willoughby. I'm a Kiwi Dad. This is my kitchen, and on this week's episode, I am genuinely taking inspiration from Deadpool because we're making chimichangas. Now, for those of you who don't know Deadpool, he's a cartoon character who has kind of taken over the Marvel Cinematic Universe by largely just being a complete nut job with samurai swords and whatnot, and the new Deadpool and Wolverine movie's coming out very shortly, so I wanted to take a little bit of inspiration from Deadpool's favourite food, chimichangas. Chimichangas are essentially a deep-fried burrito, kind of. But this recipe is a little bit different because this is an oven-fried burrito. So for those people who are perhaps a little bit more health-conscious, it gives them the opportunity to get something that's really kind of cool and neat and interesting and different, but still with that health-conscious aspect. So let's get into it. So again, ingredients-wise, this one's pretty easy to work with. Now, I know the last couple of recipes I completely forgot to mention the protein, so we are using chicken in this recipe. I've remembered it this time, we are using chicken. But the good thing with this recipe is it is very versatile. So you can use chicken, you can use beef, you can even use lamb if you want to. But chicken is just one of my favorites. I've got chicken tenderloins here. Again, you can use breast, thigh, go with whatever you like. We've got some black beans, we've got some tinned tomatoes, paprika, cumin, rice, cheese, onions, and surprise, surprise, garlic. Of course, we've got garlic. This is me. Now, there are a couple of pre-preparation steps you need to do before we actually get into the bones of this recipe, if you like. So we'll just run through those now. So firstly, obviously, if we've got oven-baked chimichangas, we need the oven. So you want to get the oven preheated to 180 degrees Celsius, and then what we're going to do is put our baking dish into the oven to preheat the baking dish. Kind of serves as a pre-cooking type of thing. So you want an oven dish that's going to be appropriate for the size and amount of chimichangas you're going to cook. So this one, I'm just going to do a batch of 4 this time. Ordinarily, I do this for dinner. I've got one that's about twice the size, and we'll do sort of 8 or 10, but for demonstration purposes, we'll go with this. So that's just going to pop into here, and we're going to let that preheat to its little heart's content. And the next thing is we need cooked rice for this recipe. So we're back to our old friend, Mr. Rice Cooker. And again, we're just going to do a 2-in-1. So I've got half a cup of rice in here, and we're just going to do about a cup of water. Fire that up and let it do its thing. So that can just kind of cook away in the background, minding its own business, while we sort the next bit out. The next bit being cooking off the chicken. So we need to have cooked chicken for the recipe. So I'm just going to go ahead and poach this chicken up. This is one of the reasons why I've gone with the tenderloins this time. Ordinarily I'd do this with chicken breast, but these are just going to cook a little bit quicker. So into that water, we're going to let that boil up, and that's probably going to take us about 20 minutes or so to cook through. Once that's all cooked up, we're going to shred that chicken, and then we're going to go into the main part of the chimichanga base. So while we've got the pre-preparation going on, we may as well get the veggies and everything prepped. So I've just got a teaspoon each of the paprika and the cumin there, so that's going to go in the mix shortly. We've got our onion that we're going to dice up, and we've got we've got some garlic. I mean, I think we all know me well enough by now to know that it's some garlic. It's never enough, but it's always some. So we're just going to dice down. I'm going to learn my lesson from last week. We're doing the garlic first, so that when the onions make me cry, I can pause this and nobody will be any the wiser. So we're just going to process that garlic down, just dice it down nice and fine. So this is all going to go into the main body of the chimichanga mix that we will be getting to shortly. So just dice those down nice and fine. And this is one of those areas that you want to take your time and get that garlic diced as fine as possible so that you get all those flavors through your chimichanga mix. So that's looking Lovely. Okay. And then we're just going to dice up our onions, as I do. And never underestimate the value of a good sharp knife as well. It makes these jobs so much easier. This one down as well. Okay, so there is our onion and garlic ready to go. So our chicken's nicely poached now, so next step is to shred this down. Easiest method is just a couple of forks and just tear into it. Now these tenderloins are so easy to break down as well. I mean, as you see, they're just falling apart, which is what you want. And so this is going to end up in the chimichanga mix as well. And we are almost at go time for making that base up. So just shred this all up. Now again, if you're using beef, you can use beef strips. You could probably use beef mince, lamb, sort of thing. But you want to get this all shredded down because this is going to go into the tomato and bean mixture that we're going to be making up in a minute. And you want to get as much meat through that mix as possible. Now the good thing with this is you can also kind of scale this up or scale this down as you need to. So if you prepare too much, you can just pop it in the freezer and make up another batch in a few more days' time. So it again gives you that level of versatility. So we're just going to break this down. And if you're anything like me, you've probably done way more meat than you need to, but that's not a problem. I've thrown a couple of the tenderloins aside for use at a later stage. You need around about 2 cups of cooked meat-ish. So let's head over to the stovetop and let's get the chimichanga mixed together. So again, fry pan, we just want to bring that up to temperature. A little bit of olive oil. I tend to be a little bit liberal with the little bit of olive oil, I realise. Once you've got that nice and hot, we're going to go in with the onions and garlic first. Get them all nice and fragrant. So just cooking them off. This will only take a few minutes. Just want to get that onion nice and soft. Get that garlic infusing the olive oil again. Get those delicious smells going on. I mean, I've made no secret of how much I love the smell of cooking garlic. So we're just going to sizzle that up all nice. And then in with the cumin and paprika. I'm just going to toast that off so you get those lovely toasted spicy flavors going through your mix. Just going to do that for about a minute or so. Again, you're really just wanting to kind of infuse that oil so that the flavors go through everything. And then in with our black beans that we've drained nicely. Come on, all of you are going in. And in with our tin of tomatoes. You just want to let that thicken up a little bit. So sort of cook some of that fluid out. So drop the temperature down on that a little bit and just let that simmer away for 5 or 10 minutes so you get a nice thick sauce consistency. Of course, allowing it to cook through slowly like this as well, it means that those kidney bits or the black beans get nice and soft as well. And that's starting to look pretty darn good. So I'm just going to give that a little while longer. Just get that sauce looking saucy. And in with the chicken, or beef or lamb or whatever you're using. So I don't want to do this by eye. So mixing that through so you get those spicy tomato flavors all over that chicken as well. And yeah, I'm going to want the rest of that. So just get that nice meaty goodness through your recipe as well. So that is looking pretty good. So we've got the rice cooked, we've got our base prepped, and I just grated some cheese in the background as well. So let's go ahead and put this bad boy together. So obviously with this being a burrito style recipe, we need to consider the tortillas as well. So I've just got these ones from the supermarket. They are the jumbo white tortillas. You can again go with whatever best suits your needs. Smaller tortillas mean you're going to get more of a yield out of this. Bigger tortillas mean you get bigger chimichangas, and that's always a good thing. So I'm just going to quickly heat these up and then we're going to assemble them. Okay, and then assembly is basically 1, 2, 3. So we want our chimichanga base just in the middle here. With some cheese, a little bit of the rice, and then the advanced origami class comes in and we have to fold this. Now, this is something of a practice makes perfect type of thing. So I usually go across and then over and over, and you're wanting something kind of like this. So it is very much trial and error, and the first few times you make these, I can guarantee it's going to be more error than trial. That is half the fun of cooking these things, is getting in and getting messy. So we're just going to assemble the rest of these. Now you can also have a reasonable degree of latitude ingredients-wise as well, so you can omit the black beans, for example, if you don't want them, or you can spice it up with a little bit of chili or something along those lines. So I've gone for a fairly mild, medium sort of approach, but you can spice this up as much as you like. Because again, it's really down to your individual tastes, what suits you and your family. could even go with a spicier cheese if you want to. There we go. And one for luck. So once these go into the oven, obviously you're going to get that lovely melty cheesy goodness. And those flavors just go through everything. And they are just so good. Get a bit more rice in there. Lovely. So here we are, ready to go. So now it's time to pop them in the oven. So we're just going to grab our preheated dish from out of the oven. And that can just sit there. Now, a little bit of olive oil in the base of your baking dish. Grab yourself a pastry brush and just spread that around. And this serves to almost start shallow frying the chimichangas as you get them in. So if you listen for the sizzle, being careful not to burn yourself in the process. So you can hear that's just starting to sizzle up there nicely. And we will do the Tetris part of trying to get these all in. I may have been a tad ambitious here, but let's go. Just push you up a shade. Right, I'm not getting the fourth one in there, so we'll do 3, that's fine. And you just want to brush a little bit of that olive oil on top as well. So, seam side down to start with, into the oven for 10 minutes. Okay, and then after 10 minutes, we're just going to grab these out, and you can already see it's gone that gorgeous golden brown colour. Close that. So we're just going to flip these over and do a second stage cook. Now this is going to be the tricky bit, so be patient with yourselves. There we go. And look at that. Is that not a thing of beauty? So, this is going to be interesting. Over you come. Come on, come on. There we go. Right. Give that another quick wee coating. Back in the oven for another 10 minutes. And after about 20 minutes of the most delicious torture you will ever endure, smelling these things cooking, just going to carefully get these out. And there we go, so we've got that nice crispy top, crispy base. Come on. And those are ready to go. Now, we're just going to pause for a moment on the taste test because these things have just come out of the oven. They will be psychotically hot. Serving wise, you can do these with a side salad. So normally when I'm doing these for dinner, it'll be a couple of these alongside a salad, but you can also do these just with salsa or guacamole, lime wedges, Mexican them up as much as you like. They're a great party food as well. So you can make this your own as to whatever you're doing with them. So you can do them as a lunch, you can do them as a dinner, do them as a snack, do them as party food, have some fun with it. And again, once you've done that beautiful torture and waited long enough for it to cool down so that you're not going to burn your face off. That is perfect. Absolutely perfect. And so you got the lovely meaty goodness, the melty cheese. There is so much good about this, I don't even know where to begin. But I'm going to begin on this one now. So, recipe will be down below with all the ingredients and everything. Make sure you get out there and give these a try before the new Deadpool movie comes out, or after, please yourself. But these are absolutely fantastic, and I guarantee these are going to be one that'll make your rotation very quickly, because the moment I mention I'm cooking these things, the kids just absolutely light up. Oh, yum! And there we have it. A fun meal you can enjoy with your friends, with your family, your favourite black and red clad mercenary with a mouth. Please yourself. Hope you enjoyed that recipe though. And as always, please do like, comment, subscribe, share this video to your friends and family. I'm still trying to grow the channel, so I really do appreciate the support out there. Also, make sure you're checking out my social media feed. So we've got Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I'd really love you to get amongst it in there as well. And that's it for another episode. Until next time, remember, some is a perfectly acceptable measurement when you're cooking. Thanks very much for being here. I'll see you next time.